Hi, hi, Stuart. I have a question.
Yes.
Um, I'm just wondering if you could share your definition of forgiveness, or, a doesn't have to be a definition, but your thoughts.
Without forgiveness, life doesn't move on. We hold inside ourselves so many grudges, angers, and what people have done to us. We build that up. It's like a repertory of, internal repressed energy that does only one thing. It hurts us. It really tears us apart inside. And the act of forgiveness, when it comes from the heart and it's real and you totally have forgiven somebody, forgiven yourself, it releases that repressed energy. It frees us of that repressed energy. So the act of forgiveness, yes, we are saying to somebody else, you made a mistake, you did something to hurt me, I forgive you. But in reality, what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to move on. We're giving ourselves room to take the next step. That grudge, that anger, that repressed energy has been keeping us from taking. But without forgiveness, forgiveness is truly, when it comes directly from the heart and it is real, it's nobility of soul. It's the ability to say, okay, I hurt somebody. I have to forgive myself. I made a mistake. I have to forgive myself. Somebody did something to hurt me. I have to get bigger than that. I have to get to a place in myself, where what they did to me, you know, uh, it doesn't take me apart anymore. And I can let it go. I can forgive them. And I can turn whatever that other person did, whatever I did to myself, into a teaching, telling me that I need to grow inside myself. I need to open. I need to build a stronger system inside. I have to get my heart open more. I have to become more of a human being. That to me is what forgiveness is all about. If we don't forgive ourselves, if we don't forgive other people, it basically leads to heart attacks. It leads to sickness. It leads to illness inside. It leads to a very problematic life of us constantly holding grudges. Those grudges consume so much of our energy that they don't allow us to truly move on in our life, to truly take another step and grow in our lives. So forgiveness is an essential element to not only having a spiritual life, but just learning how to be more human. Look, if people would just forgive each other, all these stupid wars would stop. All of this nonsense that goes on in the world would just stop, like come to a screeching halt. Hey, okay, I made a mistake. I did this, and the fact that people don't do this, that revenge is a higher element in this world than forgiveness, is very dangerous, because revenge leads to the not only hurting of ourselves, but the hurting of many people. It's like Gandhi said, an eye for an eye, the whole world will be blind. And I think that's just brilliant. So what is the alternative? Okay, you did something, I didn't like it, but I am going to get bigger than that. I'm going to become more human than that. I'm going to have forgiveness inside me. I am not going to allow that to control my life. I'm not going to allow that anger at somebody else to drain my energy out of me. And forgiveness requires humility. It requires the realization that somebody hurt me, and I probably have hurt somebody else in this world, you know, and I have to let go of it. I have to get bigger. I have to become more human. Without that, we live like, honestly, as a caged animals here, which basically the world is becoming caged animals. Of people, everybody wants revenge against everybody else, thinking that's going to change the world. It doesn't. It just makes everything worse. I hope that's clear, because I don't know how to put it any clearer. It's a different way of living, and we get free. We get free. Imagine no longer walking around with those grudges and angers and what, people have done to us, our parents have done to us, our children have done to us, our husbands, our wives, our boyfriends, our girlfriends. I mean, part of relationships with anyone on this planet means that you have to learn to forgive every day. Because in no relationship, there's always going to be something that somebody does that annoys you. And you have to let go of it. Otherwise, we wind up living on an island enclosed in a glass case. And we know better. Our ego is bigger than somebody else's ego. It's just madness. And what's what we have in the world is madness. And it's all because of that. People can't let go. They can't forgive. They want to dominate other people. They want to control other people. What do you have? Just read the newspaper. You find out exactly what you have every single day.
Stuart, this is Sarah. I wanted to ask, from a practical perspective, some circumstances happened right before this meditation that I felt a lot of anger around. And so during my meditation, it was challenging, and at times what I did was I just said so hum and worked on my breath, because like the energy in my body was so intense. And I think my question is, what would be the best strategy when something like that arises?
The best strategy, Sarah, is to just remind yourself you haven't arrived yet. Somebody did something that really bugged you, you got pissed off, you haven't arrived yet. If you really grow inside yourself, whatever they do, it's not going to upset you. You're going to be able to deal with it. So that person, instead of being angry at them, they're your teacher. They're teaching you that you have work to do still on yourself. Now that's a difficult thing to accept, especially when people do some rotten stuff. But yes, that is what you were being taught right before the meditation. The people are coming to class, they don't know that the time has changed. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying? So don't be angry at that person. That person is showing you, they're being sent to you by God, showing you, you haven't grown enough yet not to be pissed off at what they said to you. Hi, Wendy. Change, Wendy. But look, don't worry, we're going back to the old time on Sunday, okay? You understand what I'm saying, Sarah? Now, this might not be easy, but my God, you learn this, you will really grow in your life. I mean, look, I'm not a Christian. I really have no religion, but turn the other cheek. Who's going to throw the first stone? All of this stuff. Yeah, people are starting to come, and the class is just about over. You know,
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying? My God. Everybody's coming to class now, and the class is ending in about 5 minutes. Is it clear what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So all of you, Olga, Joe, Wendy, you came the old time. You know, the clocks would turn back. So all this week, the classes have been like an hour earlier. So you turned up on the old time. It's all right. You know, on Sunday, we're going back to the regular time. The clocks are changing here. So we're going back to the regular time. But I'm glad to see you. God bless you, and thank you for coming. Does anyone else have a question? You're invited to that. One thing I love about this class, it's on really on 4 continents here that's going on. This is remarkable, you know? I mean, look, it's in Europe, it's in the Middle East, it's in, you know, Brazil, it's in the United States. Boom. I think that is an extraordinary thing. Absolutely extraordinary thing. Anyway, does anyone else have a question? Joe,
yeah,
you came with the old time. So, but anyway, starting Sunday, we're going back to the old time. The clocks go back an hour here in the United States, so we'll be at the regular time. Does anybody else have a question?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's not so much a question, but I wanted to share that during the meditation, I had lots of interruption. My house was absolutely chaotic. The children were fighting downstairs and hitting each other and screaming. And I was like, the only good thing was that I was praying for them to stop. So I hope it didn't interrupt the energy.
No, it's just a wonderful teacher for you. If you get strong enough inside, all of that external activity won't even affect your meditation class. And family is a great place to learn how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great place to learn how to do that. You know, it's what I was talking about. You know, we have, and we need, it's everything in life is telling us that we need to build an inner life that is strong enough to be able to deal with life without life draining our energy out of us. And children are wonderful for that. Husbands, wives, parents, wonderful for that. You know? I mean, they will instantly remind you that you've got to grow. And I think part of the reason family is so important is that we have to learn to love people unconditionally. And they are just a reminder that we need to grow inside ourselves. We need to build a stronger inner life. Then we don't get upset. We just love them unconditionally. And then you go down and talk to them and tell them, look, I do this thing. Can you please be quiet? But it's done with love. It's not done with anger. And, you know, they're not doing anything wrong. They're just living their lives, you know. That's basically what's going on. So no, you didn't upset, you know, I mute everybody, so nobody heard anything. It didn't upset anybody. And now you have to get strong enough to where you don't get upset.
Yeah, but they came upstairs, you know. I didn't answer them, so they came all upstairs, and I was just, they were talking to me. And
when they realize that this is important to you, they'll stop doing it. They will stop doing it. I mean that.
That's why I never meditate. That this is my first time to meditate, really.
then they will, if they understand how important this is to you because you are growing in your life, you are treating them in a better way, they will understand. They'll leave you alone. In fact, they will eventually, Mama, go meditate. It's really true. Go meditate. A little bit tense. Go meditate. You know, I really mean this. It's, you know, I mean, it happens all the time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have a question? Okay, I just have a couple of announcements. The first one is that Sunday we go back to the regular, we go back an hour here. So in Europe and in Israel, it'll be back to the old time. It'll be that 6 and 7 hour difference. So I just want to announce that. So please kind of set your clock, check with Google what the right time is going to be on Sunday, because I will send it out. You know, the class is going to be at 1 o'clock my time, but it'll be different for everybody living in Europe and living in you know, the Middle East. The second thing is that I think I decided that I need to take a vacation. So I decided that the vacation is going to start around the 1st of December, you know, and I'm going to go and do about a 2-week vacation. Exactly where, I don't know yet, but somewhere. I've been doing this 2.5 years straight now. And, you know, I'm telling you, I am, you know, these 2 weeks, I'm going to be teaching 27 classes. And just imagine that, you know, I mean, it's a lot of work. Okay? So I'm going to take a vacation. I have in-person classes. There are people here from different parts of the United States, you know, and I have these Zoom classes. And so I'm going to go away for 2 weeks, and I'm going to just, you know, just chill out a bit, you know. When I get back, there will be class again, so don't worry about that. If you're concerned about that, I need this class as much as you do. And it's a joy for me to do it. And it's a joy for me to be here with every one of you. So around the 1st of December, I will be starting that vacation in a couple of weeks. Third thing is that on Saturday, you know, there's a lot of you don't know him, but he studies here, and the name is Bob Singh. He will be posting another, you know, another, you know, little essay I wrote about Kundalini and Tantric Yoga that's going to be on my website. And I think, you know, if you have time and you want to go there, it'll take you 10 minutes to read that. You might learn an awful lot about what I teach in a very deep way. Every weekend, every Saturday, I'm posting something like that on the website. It used to be called a blog. Now it's called a post. Not hard to find. They're just there. The website comes up and bingo, it's right there. And I hope you read it. I hope you read that. I hope you read some of the books I've written to give you deeper insight into, you know, this meditation practice. You can obviously get them at Amazon. Every one of them is available. And, you know, and as I say, every time, you know, there'll be a class on Sunday, and God bless you. I want you to know that every single person that attends this class is my teacher. Each of you are different, unique, wonderful, because you're different and unique. And each of you really represent an opportunity for me to grow in my life. And I'm very grateful for that. I think that's an extraordinary interaction between human beings. So God bless you all. There'll be a class on Sunday, and, you know, check the time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you for class, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.